Here's the DVD.
So what's in the other one?
Oh my god, I made that mix for her when we were 12.
Pirate power. Look at that drawing. It's amazing. What a cool drawing. Look, the problem with the American healthcare system is that your insurance companies have far too much political influence, right? Because your politics has been hijacked by corporate money, and so when
Wowzer. Chloe was a straight A student. She could have gone to any college.
when Obama tried to get healthcare reform passed, you can say what you like about whether you think Obama tried hard enough, but the fact of the matter was that there was a lot of pressure pushing the other way from the insurance companies and then the whatever pharmaceutical companies to try to just profiteer off whatever legislation was going to be passed, and so they just put a lot of pressure on the politicians to pass healthcare reform that was actually not good for people but good for their businesses, and so still a lot of money just gets kind of pushed to these insurance companies that don't really insure people. That's your problem. The problem is that every time you try to do anything in the United States, the corporations come in and pressure the politicians to pass laws that give them more money and hurt the American people, hurt the American public. That's what happens all the time, and that's something you have to fix. All right, let's keep going.
What a bastard. I totally should have let Chloe steal your bullshit fund, even if it was in another reality.
No, that fund don't that fund was for other people. It's not. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Price, as principal, I am in sympathy with your numerous requests for Chloe's special needs in regards to a wheelchair and class accessibility, etc. Blackwell prides itself on making sure students with disabilities receive full compliance under the Americans with Disabilities Act. However, given that the campus and buildings have all been constructed pre-1977, our school has not yet undergone the modern renovations necessary to fulfill all the needs of your daughter and her regrettable condition. Sadly, with recent deplorable federal cuts in education, it will take many more fundraisers to fully update Blackwell Academy, but that day will come. Chloe is without doubt an amazing student with great potential despite her handicap, and I believe she will find a more fitting, rewarding scholastic environment at the H. West Miskatonic Institute in Bolton. They have a rich legacy of disabled graduates, and I know that Chloe would achieve her usual academic leadership in more comfortable surroundings. With her outstanding GPA, there is no doubt that Miskatonic would welcome Chloe with open halls. I hope you will seriously consider the suggestion, as I'm sure your daughter would prefer to attend a school that can cater to her many needs. In the same spirit, I have also enclosed brochures for other potential schools in the Oregon region. If you have any questions, please contact my office. I don't know. That doesn't seem that unreasonable to me. That literally does not seem that unreasonable to me. I mean, the Americans with Disabilities Act, the way I don't know, I'm not familiar with the act, but I'm guessing is that if they make renovations to the school, then they're obligated to make it um, accessible to people with disabilities. But if they don't renovate, then they're not under obligations to retrofit the school. That's how the laws usually work. Like if you don't change anything, then you're not forced to change it. But if you make any changes, then you have to comply with the new laws. Um, I don't see that as entirely unreasonable. I mean, it sucks, but it's not like I don't think this is unfair. Would I like for the school to do better? Yeah, I would like for the school to do better, but I don't think this is entirely unreasonable, though. Alright, so we have opened both drawers, right? What else? What else can I mess around with? Nothing. tissues? I can use tissues?
Thanks. I think you missed a grain stuck in my eyeball.
Hard to believe how just a little sand can cause such a big mess.
It's like that Chinese proverb: a spark can start a fire that burns the entire prairie. You know, like the butterfly thing.
So I've heard.
Awkward. Awkward metaphors. Okay, well, let's put the DVD in the. What am I stuck on? Put the DVD in the machine. Is that. Those are actual sound effects from the movie, I think. Alright, we're not actually gonna watch the whole movie here. Maybe you can pause the video and just switch over to Blade Runner and then come back after you're done. I hope you're not actually putting your head on her legs and cutting off her circulation. Okay, I don't think we are. I don't think we are.
I cannot believe you fell asleep so fast. How dare you?
I know you were beat down after the day with me, and Blade Runner is a pretty dreamy movie to watch at night. Do you think Deckard is a replicant?
Oh, wait.
Sorry, I can see you're not wide awake like me.
No, I'm sorry I crashed so hard. Were you okay?
I do have a mother and father when you're not falling asleep on me.
You are a bitch in the morning.
It's the company I keep. Yesterday was such a blast.
It was great seeing you.
I know things were different when we were just dorky kids, but being with you made me feel like when we were little pirates, jumping and running through the forests again. It meant a lot to me just to chill out with you and bullshit. Fuck. I'm getting my regular head pains. Can you, pretty please, go upstairs and get my morphine injector in the bathroom?
Morphine injector?
It's total Star Trek shit. You can't even see the needle. Seriously, I need it. My parents keep this wag upstairs because they think I can't get to it. But you can, Max. Like a pirate, right?
I'm on it, Chloe.
Alright. Do we... Okay. She is... The story tells us she is in pain and that we should do this quickly, but I don't think it matters. I can always rewind time, right? So I think we could just take it slow and ransack the house, and it doesn't actually matter. I don't know, do I ransack the house? If I don't, I feel like I might miss the opportunity to ransack the house.
They gave Chloe their giant, expensive HD TV, and they use her shitty tube television.
Yes, good. Good.
Damn. This is just for Chloe's basic supplies.
Total amount $8,587. Overdue payments. 8,587. So basically the insurance company isn't insuring Jack or...
Bonjour. That's great they finally went to Paris.
Did they really? Wait a minute, they went to Paris? When did they go to Paris? Did they go to Paris before or after she got into an accident.
Definitely have to take a.
To think that our destiny is linked to goddamn car keys.
Yes, car keys. Oh, we can go outside. Wasn't there a... Oh, because there was stairs here, and now there's a ramp. Okay. I get it. I get it. Hey, Chloe. Remember how you told me to get you your morphine? Well, I'm wasting time.
Oh man, the swing is gone now. It must have been sad for Chloe when William took it down. Chloe actually moved our drawing so she could see it from her room. Chloe.
Why is that still out? Can you just bring that indoors?
I'm sorry, Bongo Kitty. But you passed on before I changed this reality.
Huh. Alright, so there are still dead birds.
Look at all these dead birds. It's happening here too.
Yep.
The house looks so great. William finally had the time to paint the house and fix up the garden.
Yeah, well... That's good, I guess. So I left that mark there.
Yep, that's the same graffiti from before.
I put that there. In the past. What is that? Does that cow have...
This insurance is
Wait a minute.
worthless.
Is that cow pooping fire? What is going on in that painting?
These whales are just a preview of the tornado to come. And the Prescott Foundation? Jesus.
Beached angels looking for the whales. Whereas the shores of Acadia Bay once acted as a lovely gateway to the Pacific and beyond, now locals and tourists face the sad, surreal image of grey whales that inexplicably swam to land and to their doom. The whale pods were spotted early morning on Wednesday, October 9th, and within a few hours at least half a dozen were dead or dying on the shore. Smartphone footage does not reveal any unusual ocean conditions or excessive pollution. Meanwhile, ecologists and marine biologists from across the country are carefully studying samples from the whales and environment. The Prescott Foundation has vowed to provide extra research funds given the local scope of this eco-mystery. Alright, well, good for them.
Rachel Amber is even missing in this reality. I guess I can't change everything.
You can't change it. Look, the storyteller is just picking and choosing what they want to change and what they don't want to change. And it's like a Deus Ex Machina, man. It's like you're halfway through a story, you don't like the story you're telling, you want to change a different story, and then you just do this, and then the storyteller just decides what has changed and what hasn't changed, and they get a free pass to do so because anything could happen. Why does this happen? Because they decided this should happen. It's just the complete break in logic and the break in consistency that I really disagree with. Blackwell honor student Rachel Amber has not been seen for over 6 months, yet her family and friends have only intensified the search for the 18-year-old Acadia Bay resident. Police and FBI have few leads and little information in the case, which has caught the interest of national reality show Where Did They Go? The Amber family has offered a reward for any information leading to the whereabouts of their daughter. For more details, please contact help at findrachalamber.org or our age. Alright.
They might get their own home taken away because of medical bills. That's terrible.
Yes, welcome to the American healthcare system. Dear Mr. Price, this letter is to notify you that you are in default of your payment obligations on your home loan, account number 783. This current account holds the amount of $12,000 payable by August the 1st, 2013. This amount has been overdue since March 1st, 2009, and you have ignored multiple have been ignored multiple requests to make a payment or reconsolidate your debt. Unless the full amount of $12,000 is received within 15 days, we must begin the foreclosure process on your home. We have given you more than adequate notice on this issue, and we have no other options left. Best Donald Clamp lenders. This amount has been overdue since 2009. They've been given over 4 years to do this. That is the most polite lenders I've ever seen. The amount has been overdue for 4 years, and they're about to start foreclosure. That is so incredibly polite of them to leave this for 4 years. Okay, William.
Oh, terrific.
I'm not sure how much I've spent on film, but I don't have money, but I have film. Maybe we can sell the film and use that money to pay off your debt. I don't know how much film I have, but I do waste a lot of it on selfies.
Hey, William. Am I bothering you?
Why, yes, Max. I love going through bills. Kidding. How can you bother me? I haven't seen you in forever.
I know. You look exactly the same. It's so cool.
Good. Or I'd be scared if I didn't look like me. Of course, you seem more adult now. So what's on your mind?
Do you need money? Care room, Chloe, Joyce, Paris trip.
I was impressed by Chloe's room and all the high-tech equipment.
You should be. We could buy a few mansions for what it all costs.
Yes.
Insurance helps, but I don't know, Max.
I know it must be hard on you guys, financially.
These bills are more like crushing. We have to mortgage our home, and that's pretty scary. But we'll get through it. Price is always right. Get it? No?
Do you need money? Should I try to scrape up some money for you?
I don't know how to say this, but I'm truly sorry about what happened to Chloe.
Me too. All it takes is a few minutes to change a girl's whole life. But she's alive. She's been a trooper.
She mad at me? Don't make this about you. Don't make this about you.
She is amazing. I'm so glad you're here to help her. And be her father.
I'm so glad Joyce is here to help us both. Max, I just hate to think of what would happen to Chloe if I wasn't here.
William, I just want you to know that whatever happens, I'll always be here for Chloe.
That's the promise you can't keep.
Always.
I know you will, Max.
That is, in fact, a promise you cannot keep.
Being around you and Joyce again is so nostalgic.
Very old school, as they say. I think it's great for Chloe to see you. Makes Joyce happy, too. So, it's not all bad news in Arcadia Bay. Or is it?
Crazy weather, that's not that important. Hey, let's talk about the weather. How's that weather, am I right? Rachel Amber Prescott family.
The Prescott family might be bad news. What do you think about them?
Evil. Next question.
Sounds like you know them well.
More than I want to. But Joyce has to work for those greedy bastards at Pan Estates. I don't even like to think about it.
I was reading about that missing girl, Rachel Amber.
Oh, yes, she went to Blackwell, right? Oh, poor thing. That's a real nightmare for a family. I get scared thinking about Chloe and that we might lose her someday.
So this brings let me just take a break here and talk a little bit. So this brings to mind an old Chinese, I think it's a Buddhist proverb. So the story goes, no, it's not a proverb, it's like a story, parable. So the story goes that a man goes to a monk and asks for a blessing, like asks the monk to write a blessing. So this is like a Chinese thing. So he goes to the monk and say, hey, can you like write a few words of good fortune for me and my family? I think it was like some sort of festival, and he goes to a monk, hey, can you like write me a blessing. And so the monk writes a few words and then gives it to him, right? And then he reads it, and he reads, "Father dies, son dies, grandson dies." That's the blessing. It's like father dies as a deity dead. Father dies, son dies, grandson dies, and he looks at it and is like, well, "What is this? I asked for a blessing. I don't want my whole family to die. Why did you? This is not a blessing. What are you doing to me?" And the monk says, "Well, that is the natural order of things. Everybody dies, and the preferred order of death is for the father to die before the son, and for the son to die before the grandson. If the son dies before the father dies, then that is a truly tragic thing for the father to have to bury his son. And likewise, if the grandson was to die before the son, that would be a tragic thing for the son to have to bury the grandson. So, if in your family it is the case that the father dies before the son and the son dies before the grandson, that is in fact the ideal scenario, because everybody has to die at some point. So, and that's the story. I mean, the monk was trolling him, clearly trolling him, but at the same time, the point is that you can't escape death, right? You can't. So, given that everybody dies at some point, it is better to not have to bury your own children. And so, when we kind of look at this story, so what I think is, it's better for William to die and for Chloe to have the opportunity to live a full life than for William to be healthy and for Chloe's life to be mostly taken away from her. Like, she's not dead, but she's severely handicapped and disabled. And so it's better because William has lived. I mean, he kind of, if he dies in a car crash, he could have lived longer, but he has lived and he has children. And so if it's for him to die, then it's better for him to die and then for Chloe to have the chance to live than for William to live and Chloe to not really get the chance to live. I think is what the wise thing is. Does that make sense? It's a funny story though. Like, you ask for a blessing and the monk says, "Father dies, son dies, grandson dies." Trollololololo.
What do you think is going on with all of this crazy weather and animals dying?
Nobody knows, right? It is Nostradamus type shit, pardon my French. But all I actually care about now is Chloe and Joyce. My family.
So you finally made it to Paris.
Oui, as they say. Not me, because I can't speak French. But it was a great experience, especially for Chloe.
I can see her loving it there. You guys rock for going on a family adventure like that.
She talked about going to school there, but that's not practical anymore. It's not fair, Max.
I have to go see if Chloe needs anything. It was so great talking with you again.
You act like it's the last time. And please, keep me from these bills whenever you want.
It's not fair. It's not fair. No, it's not fair. Life is often not fair. Have I said this before? Maybe you haven't heard this before. The concept of fairness or justice. Like,
I'm not gonna say fucking.
what is fair? Right? Like, trees are not fair or unfair. Rocks are not fair or unfair. Clouds are not fair or unfair. Like, those things just happen. The only thing that are either fair or unfair are things that people do to each other. So it's a purely human. Well, it's not a purely human thing. Some animals also have kind of social behaviors and they understand fairness. So it's a thing that social animals do to each other, whether they're fair or unfair. So it's like, but sometimes we kind of think, well, life is fair or life is unfair. This is it's a fallacy, right? Because the concept of justice only makes sense.
Just say, "Dear sir, you are screwed."
Yeah, these just like, The concept of justice only makes sense between people. Like, it doesn't really make sense to inanimate things. Although I guess the unfairness here is the fact that the American healthcare
This
system
is Chloe's home now. Forever.
is that
It's amazing what we take for granted.
the American healthcare system is so terrible. That's the unfair part. So the fact that she got in a car crash, that's neither fair nor unfair. That's just that's just bad things happening. But the fact that the healthcare system is so terrible, that's unfair because that's something that people do to other people.